Absolutely. They're doing a great job with their defense. You know, very few teams have shot the three well on them. In conference play, really nobody has. And so it really is giving people fits. They got the right personnel for it because they're long athletes. Matisse on top really gives them, you know, a 6'7" long guy up top, and you know, they're just long and athletic, and so he's got the right personnel, and they're playing it very well.
Dickerson seems like the kind of guy that's giving you guys some trouble this year, a wide body inside.
Absolutely, he's done a tremendous job the last couple games. You know, his activity against Arizona was really good. So, yeah, they're playing very well with a lot of confidence. Won 4 in a row here, so we're going to have to play it really well.
You've always said experience matters, and they've been a really young team the last 2 years. It's just them simply getting older. And
That's a big part of it. I mean, Matisse has started, you know, all the games, and you know, 4 of those starters have been there and have been starters. You know, and then they had Noel, who's a really good scorer, and is playing really well. So, you know, 4 guys with a lot of experience. Add 1 freshman who's really talented, and you know, it's a good mix. And Mike's done a great job with them. I mean, they bought in, and they've had some success early, which really helps you buy in. And so, like I said, they're playing at a high level. They're an NCAA tournament team. They've played well enough, and they're talented. Their stats, you know, they win at Kansas or in Kansas City against Kansas. They're in pretty good shape.
Did Mike have much of a reputation in coaching circles before coming out here, or is this kind of all a surprise?
No, I think, you know, because he was with Coach so long, you know, that, and I think he was coaching waiting, you know, if I got all that right, you know, so, you know, I'm sure he was very well thought of, you know, on the West Coast and the Midwest where I was before. I didn't run into him much, you know, because we didn't recruit in the same circles, and we never played him. So personally, I didn't know him, but I think his reputation is pretty good.
You mentioned the three-point defense success, and your guys continue to want to shoot the three. What's the message, shot selection this week?
Well, we got to take good ones. You know, I've watched film with the guys, and we've taken a lot of questionable threes early in the shot clock. You know, we just can't do that. And we've talked about being aggressive, but smart, and we haven't done a good job of combining the two.
How do you recoup after a loss like that?
Well, fortunately, we haven't had to very often, but you know, it's just got to get back, and we got to grind and find a way. You know, it's not an easy thing to do, and you know, we're all judged by how we handle adversity and how we bounce back. So, you know, I'm anxious to see how the guys handle it. They've practiced hard the last 2 days. You know, we need to be a little sharper, a little bit more focused today. But you know, the good thing is they have come back, and you know, their energy level's been good, but it was a great disappointment to all of us. You know, and our former players weren't very happy about it either. So, you know, it was a big disappointment, and you know, we're going to have to bounce back.
did you pour over that loss with the team, or you try and push the message forward and look ahead?
Both. I mean, you just can't totally ignore it. You know, I mean, we got a lot of freshmen. You got to understand that's not the way, you know, it should go. But you know, we didn't dwell on it. I mean, if that's the question, we just these are the things we didn't do, and obviously didn't compete, and got to do a better job.
You mentioned former players weren't stoked about it. Obviously, Jordan had the front row seat to it. Did he give any impassioned speech after the game?
No, but you know, he showed his disappointment, let us know, and he should have been. You know, I mean, that you know, was a disappointment to all of us. So yeah, he should have been disappointed. He poured 3 years and went through 2 surgeries, and those guys have an investment. They're still a big part of what we're trying to do. Every former player that has played in the last 7, 8 years, but beyond that, you know, that's I'm just more familiar with the guys who have played recently, but I'm sure players who played here 30 years ago weren't happy with that one.
Kenny seems to be inconsistent on the boards. Does that have anything to do with his maybe always looking to block the shot? He's not in position to...
Partly, you know, but he just doesn't go after enough. You know, he's not using his athleticism to go after enough rebounds. You know, he knows that, and he's just got to do a better job.
DJ seems to be playing a lot better, getting more production off the bench. What do you think
Offensively, he's done some good things. Defensively on the boards, he's got to get a lot better. He's like a lot of our guys. He's not rebounding the ball. He's not focused enough on the defensive end. But offensively, he has given us a spark.
You plan to keep Paul in there starting or do that?
I don't know. Probably. We started okay. Wasn't our start. We scored some baskets, missed some free throws early. We just didn't get any stops. You were at the game. You just stop all night. Shoot 60%. Got whatever they want. Got killed on the boards. Starting lineup doesn't matter. You're gonna have to compete. We didn't compete.
I imagine the focus is on Washington, but is there any thing you tell the guys of all these RPI top 50 teams you got coming up that there is a shot still?
No. We just worry about Washington. Our guys aren't capable of thinking about anything but the next game. And we haven't done a good job of that. So they just better be ready to go tomorrow night. Again, Washington's playing at a high level. They're coming off one of those games where they throw in a 3 at the buzzer, and everybody knows what that does for your confidence and your spark. And so it's going to be a real difficult game for us. It would have been, regardless, win or lose that Arizona game, but winning it really creates a lot of problems for us.
What do you change your practice drilling in this part of the season?
I'm sorry?
What do you change in your practices to make sure that going into March you guys are better stable?
Well, it varies from day to day. We've really focused on trying to get everybody on the boards the last 2 days. Defensively, our offensive production hasn't been good the last 3 games, so it's kind of hard to focus on one thing when you're deficient in a number of areas. So again, we got a lot of things to work on. Guys, they have worked. The last 2 days have done a good job. We need to have a real productive practice today, sharp, short, be ready to go tomorrow night.
Was the split down there in itself disappointing, or is it just the way that the Saturday game happened? Because, historically, that's always a tough trip for you guys.
Every game's different. We don't go on the road going, we want to split. We go on the road, we want to win 2 games. But I will say that we didn't play well in either game, and I am disappointed in that.
It gets mentioned worst loss in your career here, but was that similar to maybe what you guys did to Arizona last year, where you guys were just on fire and they missed a little bit, or was that truly one of the worst?
A little bit, yes and no. Because they had guys that hadn't been hit threes that came in and hit threes and really expanded. So a little bit, yes and no, but I'm not going to let the guys off the hook that easy. We didn't compete. We got beat 13 on the boards. We didn't compete in any area of the game. So yes and no. They hit some shots that they don't traditionally hit. The guys made some plays that they haven't been making. But you get a lead, and everybody frees up, and that's what happened. It starts snowballing on you. Guys that aren't used to hitting threes, a little different shooting a 3 when you're up 13 than it is when it's tie score. It's a little different trying to make a defensive play when you're up 20 than when it's tie scored and you're afraid of selling out and making a mistake. So the game turns when you get a big lead because everybody frees up and you get a chance to take shots you're not used to taking and make plays that you're not used to making because there's no, we can give one here, because we're up 20. So everybody frees up, and that's part of the big league.
There's some talk of expanding the conference schedule. Do you have any thought on going to 2022 or staying at 18?
Oh, I don't know. They're going to make the decision no matter what I think anyway, so I don't really care. But I think, the 18-game schedule is something that traditionally, if all leagues, I know the Big Ten is changing. I don't know if the ACC is not. Are they? A couple of leagues will. I imagine we'll look and see how it does for them. Maybe be a year behind them or 2. Would be my guess. I don't know why we wouldn't look at the results before we make a change. But like I said, whatever they decide, be fine. I don't care one way or the other.
Thanks,
Thank
Coach.
you.
All righty.